Harley-Davidson Softail with the Milwaukee 8 114 engine. It looks good, it sounds good, it performs good. But could it be even better? Alright everybody, what is up? What is up? As always, thanks for stopping by to another video today. We are out on the lovely streets and neighborhoods of Philadelphia. I feel like it has been a minute since I've actually recorded in Philly. You got all these people crossing the streets, bicyclists, all this stupid stuff. But anyway, I've been doing a little bit of good traveling and stuff, doing some camping trips, getting outside, filming outside of the city. But we are back on the streets of Philly today, and today I'm going to be asking for a little bit of help and maybe a little bit of guidance from everybody tuning in out there today. And the question of that help is going to be a little bit in regards to the power and cam options for the Milwaukee 8 114 engines. And so as you guys know, I've had this bike for almost a year now and literally almost no complaints. I absolutely love this thing. The looks, the handling, the comfort, the power, almost everything about it, I absolutely love it. I've been having an absolute amazing time riding this thing all over the place. I've got about 4,500 miles that I have put on it myself so far. I did get it used with about 1,000 on it. And so pretty much no complaints so far. Really happy with it. The only thing that I'm really kind of starting to notice, or things that I'm sort of starting to consider, would be starting to look a little bit more into cams and the power of this motorcycle. Now, is it absolutely necessary or needed to throw a cam in this Milwaukee 8 114? No, it really isn't. I mean, this thing's stock is perfectly sufficient, perfectly powerful, does anything you're going to want it to do. It's a pretty big, massive cruiser engine. I'm pretty happy with it, but there is a few things that I've started to consider cams for that I've started to notice, just for me personally, and some things that I want to do to and with the bike. And the two of those, of course, being the main things people are going to get cams for, is going to be power and sound. I would like to start to get a little bit more sound out of this. The plan is going to be to throw a 2-to-1 pipe on there. I've already got the slip-ons from Cobra, the neighbor haters on there. They're pretty good. But my plan is to get more so into the look and sound of a 2-to-1. I'm looking at the SP Concepts lane splitter. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pull the trigger on that. And then obviously the next piece of that with a cam comes in with the power. So my question and help and guidance that I'm looking for everybody out there is, what do you guys think is the best cam and options that I should look into for my Milwaukee 8 on this Street Bob? Because as I started to look into the cams, I kind of started to realize that it might not just be as easy as like picking the best one out there. You got to kind of consider the places you're riding, the types of riding you're doing, because I don't want to just pick one and then just get stuck with it maybe not performing the best way for the type of riding and traveling and stuff that I'm doing. So first off, if you guys could be so kind and gracious to go ahead, drop it down in the comments. If you guys have experience with cams in the Milwaukee 8 114s or 107s, whatever it is, let me know what some of your experiences have been, what has worked, what has not worked, what are you happy with, what do you have, what you don't have. Drop all that down there in the comments and let me know, because I really want to review all that stuff. I want to get a lot of personal experience from you guys out there, because there's a lot of that stuff on the internet. You don't know what to know or believe, but drop it down there in the comments. Let me know. I want to take a look at all that. And the reason I'm interested in the power piece of that is because, like I said, I'm very happy with the Milwaukee 8 114, but I do kind of notice and feel like it lacks in certain areas, down in certain gears that I tend to be in pretty frequently riding around the city like this, stuck in dumb, stupid traffic like this, barely moving. I got this guy to my right looking like he's trying to pass me or something. So with that being said, of course, my type of riding is like first, second, third gear a lot of the times. Like very frequently, if I'm getting in and out of the city, that's just kind of where I have to be because I'm dealing with traffic and all that stuff. So what I start to notice is like first and second gear, don't get me wrong, it's plenty powerful, does anything you want to do, but I feel like first and second gear on the Milwaukee 8 just kind of is sluggish and drags a little bit. I don't know if anybody out there will agree with me. Let me know what you guys think. But when I'm riding, I really kind of feel like if I'm trying to get on it, like right off the start or off a light or something, and really try to accelerate with first, hit it into second, I feel like it's almost kind of dragging until I get up into those higher gears of third and fourth, get the RPMs up a little bit higher, and then I'm really starting to cook. I feel like that's where this engine really kind of performs really well, is like when you rip it through third, fourth, you get up there at those higher cruising speeds, all that torque is really helping you out right there. And so now with that information, if that changes anything in regards to the type of cam that you think I should get, let me know what type of cam you think will operate best in this situation, because what I'm really looking for is a little bit more performance in those lower gears, because I'm just in these situations all too often. Of course, I want something just overall really well-rounded, because I do travel a lot, I get out on the highway a lot, but I just find myself in these situations so much where I'm kind of chugging along. I want to make sure that whatever I go with isn't just applicable or more performance oriented in one area or the other, like down low in the lower gears or up high, up at higher cruising speeds. I want something really well-rounded that's going to perform really just smooth and consistent the whole way across the power band. And so the reason I bring that up is because, of course, there's so many different cams and cam kits and options out there. For the longest time, I had kind of been sold on the S&S 475 cam. It's all over the internet, it's all over YouTube. It sounds like, generally, it seems to be one of the best out there. But what I've started to hear is that down in the lower gears and lower RPMs, I've heard that it doesn't perform as well. It kind of chugs along, and the rideability in that range tends to maybe not be the best or as comfortable. And if that's the case, I might change my mind on what I actually want, because that's something I don't want to deal with. If, you know, I'm in these scenarios all the time, I don't want to be like chugging along and dealing with a cam that's kind of like slogging along in those lower gears and lower RPMs. All right, so let me show you what I mean by like that first gear pull, like first into second. I mean, the first gear, it's good, it gets you going. You get up into second, you're still kind of, I feel like it's just dragging a little bit, and then by the time you get up into third, then you're really starting to kind of really accelerate and get that good kick of power. My goal, or what I would like to do, is have that first and second opened up and just get a little bit more acceleration out of those gears, and then continue just kind of that linear power curve, nice, smooth, comfortable, and consistent all the way through. And so, like I said, my question out there to everybody in your experience is, what is the best cam to do that? Obviously, I want it to be very well-rounded, good mix of horsepower and torque, but I'd really like to open up some of these lower gears. But then again, like I said, I don't want to be in a position where it's kind of chugging along or slogging along, not being rideable down in the lower gears either, because that's a lot of the ride I'm doing around town, getting in and out of the city, commuting to work a couple times. Unfortunately, that's just, you know, where I am, third gear, 2,500, 3,000 RPMs. I want something very rideable in that range. And that's what started to scare me about some of the reviews of the S&S 475. It seems to be one of the best, most well-rounded cams out there, but I've heard that the rideability down low can sometimes not be as great. Now, I've heard maybe the S&S 465 cam might be better for this type of riding, possibly. If anybody has any experience with that, let me know. 465 might be an option. But there's so many different other ones out there that I've been taking a look at online. You know, you've got the Fueling Reaper cam, Zippers, Woods, Star, 3030 Racing, all of those different options. And they all kind of have like their own little, you know, purpose or intent of, you know, where the power is going to apply, what it's going to do down low, what it's going to do up high. So here we go in first gear again. Watch this. Like, it just kind of dies off real quick in first and second. But then you get up into third and you can just really rip this Milwaukee 8. I feel like third and fourth, the thing is really cooking at that point. So that's where I'm at with some of the cam ideas. Like I said, I would like to go with the SP Concepts 2-into-1 lane splitter. Love the look and sound of that. Pair it with a cam kit, don't actually know which one yet. That's what I'm looking for you guys for some assistance. Drop those experience with your cam kits down there. What would be good for the type of riding that I just explained that I do? You know, I'm getting out there, I'm traveling on the highway, but I'm always having to get in and out of the city to start and end those rides. I'm riding to work in a lot of this, you know, kind of stupid traffic. It's not necessarily that I'm looking for the best cam out there. It's more so I'm looking for the best one that's going to suit me. The best one that's going to suit me and kind of be applicable to my riding, my bike, my riding style, my location, all that stuff would then kind of make me feel the best about my decision. I know there's a lot of other options out there too. I mean, even some of the Harley Screaming Eagle ones could potentially be an option. I just don't think those perform as well from what we've seen on dynos and some of the YouTube video comparisons out there. But I mean, if the price is right, you know, I mean, you never know. Maybe. See how it goes. So I think that'll wrap up this quick little conversation around the power and cam options for the Milwaukee A114. Like I said, curious to see what all of you have to say out there, see if anybody can kind of guide me in the right direction. Probably talk to some shops, local shops about this too, see kind of like what they recommend, see what they recommend for my particular scenario, see where they can kind of guide me. But obviously want to hear what you guys have to say and get some feedback from everybody out there. So that'll go ahead and wrap this one up on a nice hot summer day out here on the Harley Davidson Street Bob. As always, if you like anything we got going on here, make sure you go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you guys ride safe out there. As always, make it a good one, guys. It's the Moto John. We'll see y'all on down the road. Peace.